or holding processions along public roads that violate traffic rules and disrupt the mobility or movement of other people and trade in the affected areas, and which has sometimes resulted in what would have been avoidable confrontation with the law enforcement agencies. Secondly, some candidates are making impromptu stops and addressing the public in non-scheduled locations like markets, trading centers. Wherever they find people, you want to address them. And yet the campaign program says you go to the designated campaign venue, which has been agreed upon with the participation or with consultations with the security of the area. The other breach or non-compliance is in the use of defamatory words and language, which incites disorder, hatred, and threatens or incites violence. The other issue is the tearing or removal or defacing of candidates' posters and banners. Then some areas we've noted, like in I think in Kiruhura, where some people took it upon themselves to assault or to harass the supporters of a candidate who was in that area. All these acts are prohibited, they are not necessary, and they distort the good aspects of our electoral processes. We strongly condemn acts of violence, hooliganism, and intolerance that have been reported in some areas across the country. We also condemn acts of deliberate defiance and non-compliance with the guidelines as issued by the Electoral Commission. We wish to strongly appeal to all candidates, their agents, supporters, and the general public to adhere to lawful and peaceful campaign conduct. This is necessary and required for all the candidates to be compliant, to observe the guidelines, and ensure that they maintain law and order. Some of the candidates have been campaigning at night in real darkness, and yet the guidelines say campaigns should stop at 6 p.m. Some have even going on beyond 8 p.m., 9 p.m. This is wrong. The Commission has established the mechanism for receiving, hearing, and determining complaints and issues during the campaigns. The Commission has so far held 2 scheduled meetings with agents of presidential candidates and security in order to address any emerging issues of concern that have arisen during the campaigns. Next week we're again scheduled to have another meeting, because we have so far held 2. We hold them normally. We held one at the beginning of the presidential campaigns. After the first 30 days, we had another one. Now we are going to the second 30 days. We are going to have another one next week. Well, we believe we shall address many of these issues that have emerged, that have created some kind of distortion on the whole process that has hitherto been moving on smoothly. But it's not everywhere. It's not everywhere. Just a few individuals. I would like to state that the Commission will not hesitate to apply sanctions against any individual or political party or organization that violates the campaign guidelines or engages in activities that threaten the integrity of the electoral process. We wish to emphasize that compliance with the law remains a shared responsibility of all stakeholders in the electoral process. And as we have said time and again, the desire The quest to have a peaceful, free and fair election is on the shoulders of everybody who has a stake in the electoral process, not the electoral commission alone. Ask yourself, do I have a role or a stake to play in this general election? If I do, then whatever I'm required to do, let me do it in accordance with the law and the guidelines. Let me observe good conduct, civility, and common decency. Simple. All these things people are talking about, you see what is taking place, those things can end tomorrow. It's a question of choice. What do the actors choose to do is the primary question. If they choose to act in a manner that is law-abiding, you won't see any problem. In conclusion, I wish to assure the country that the Electoral Commission remains firmly in charge. I've heard people say, Electoral Commission is not in charge. They are keeping quiet. It's not that everything we do will get on the microphone. There are so many things that we do, people don't know. All of them geared or aimed at ensuring that we have a credible process. When it is appropriate for us to come out and speak, we speak. And they alert the people and correct and make corrections and guide and counsel people on how they ought and are expected to behave or conduct themselves. Want to assure the country we are in charge. And we are firmly on course to fulfill our constitutional mandate in accordance with Articles 60 and 61 of the Constitution. To organize, conduct and supervise regular, free and fair and transparent elections and referenda. Once again, let me say this. A credible electoral process is a shared responsibility. We continue to call upon all stakeholders, the political parties, candidates, their agents and supporters, security agencies, civil society groups, religious leaders, the business community, the media, as well as the public, to conduct themselves peacefully and in accordance with the people, with the law. As we move towards polling, the Commission remains committed to delivering the 2026 general elections in a transparent, timely, inclusive, and credible manner. We will continue to share timely updates as the electoral program progresses, and we urge all Ugandans to uphold peace, respect, and lawful participation throughout the entire electoral cycle. We want to urge all Ugandans to be tolerant with one another. Even if you don't agree with this candidate or you are not supporting that candidate, please, what he or she is doing is lawful. You have no right to take up sticks or stones or whatever and try to assault this candidate or discourage him or her from coming to your area or campaigning in your area.
Is this okay? Not yet? Hello, hello.